gosh, where do I begin? I've never forgotten you. From the moment I met you, actually, from my memory, I think maybe I wasn't directly in charge of your care, but when I met you, you came to me, you were on the ventilator, and you had all these tubes and all these lines, and I never really met you person to person or talked to you directly, but I just really connected with your parents and with your family, and I used to go into your room every day and just say, "Hey, Edward," I called you Edward, I think, back then, and I said, you know, "Hey, it's Dr. Mona," and I would just grab your hand, and I would hold on to it really tight and tell you that not to give up, and that I was there, and everyone was there with you, by your side, and that we were there for you, and that, you know, even the times, I think, when your parents were always there by your side, but if they didn't happen to be there at that moment, I would always reassure you and let you know that they loved you so much, and that they were there for you, and that we were all just praying for you and pushing for you to make it. And you know, to me, you weren't just, you know, a patient. You're a human being. You were the child of a family, and you were someone's son and someone's brother, and I prayed so hard. I prayed every day, and I prayed one time in a circle with your entire family. We all held hands, and I really felt the power of that prayer. And in my heart of hearts, I knew, like, that this couldn't be it. That even though I knew the medical side of it and the scientific side of it was that you were not in good shape, and that things became so complicated, and we really had, you know, a lot of doubt as to how you were going to turn out. But I never, for some reason, I just knew I didn't let go. I didn't let go of any hope, and I wouldn't let you go. And I remember the day, because when you're on the ventilator, your lungs get so stiff, and there was a time suddenly that there were just holes, like you had, you're called pneumothorax, when your lung collapsed, and both of your lungs collapsed, and then your heart rate went down, and your heart was stopping, and then I happened to be walking by the room. It happened twice, and every time, I don't know why, but something told me to walk there, and I was there, and Dr. Ray called me, and he took 2 needles, and we stuck them on the side of your chest to try to pull out the air, just so that we can relieve the pressure so your lungs could open up. And I remember, because when we did that, I was on one side and he was on the other, your blood just fell onto my shoes and his shoes. And I actually never washed my shoes after that. I had red shoes on. But then there was that moment when I had to do chest compressions on you, and I couldn't let you go. And it was the second time it happened that your heart almost gave up. And by that point, they had you hooked up so that they could actually see the wave, arterial wave of your heart. And when your heart was stopping, and you know, you could see it wasn't doing it on its own. But it wasn't even, like, it was 2 seconds that it was slowing down. It wasn't even a second. And I just jumped up on the table. I grabbed a chair, I took off my coat, and I jumped up, and then I was like, I wasn't going to let you go. I don't know, something in me, I just couldn't. And I don't think I could have taken it. honestly, and I just begged God. I remember I was like right on top of you, and I was just begging God, and I was pushing as hard as I could, and I wouldn't let anybody else touch you. I wanted to do it myself, and I was just the whole time I was, please God, please God, don't let him go. And I said, please God, please save him. And I begged with all my heart, please save him for this family. Please don't let him go. And somehow you came back. And I felt God was with me and with you. And later the respiratory therapist came and told me, he said, you know, because you had that little, it was like it's like a catheter that measures the pressures, and he said that it was like the greatest compliment, because he said that my chest, he said that I did the most perfect chest compressions that he'd ever seen. And that it actually looked like your actual heart was doing it on its own. And that's why I just knew, like I didn't want anyone to relieve me, because you're supposed to switch out every 30 seconds, and I was stubborn, and I said, no, I want to do it, because that way I can make sure that it was being done right. And I couldn't quite verbalize to you at that time in my life just what kind of place where I was. I was actually at a very dark place in my life where I started doubting myself and my abilities, and I started losing faith in myself. So to me, I consider you my angel, because I feel like you saved me. And God used you. Through you, He showed me faith, the power of hope, and His power that against all odds, against what anything in any medical book or what any medical expert might say, against all odds, that if I just believed in Him, and if I had Him on my side, and that He was there with us, that everything would be okay. And like you're my inspiration. And look at you today. I'm just so proud, and to me, I'm just so honored. I'm embarrassed. Like, honestly, today I was so nervous, because I don't know, I was nervous about seeing everybody again, because I just want to be, it's such a great honor for me, and I'm just so moved and so touched, and I just want to be, I just hope I'm worthy enough of this miracle, and that I'm the kind of person and the kind of doctor that God wants me to be, and I just hope that I fulfill His mission to the best way I can, and in the most right, I just hope I just never forget to honor my patients and their families, and I never forget, just like I said, what a tremendous honor it is that to be able to, that these were the hands that God let me use to keep you alive, and that it wasn't me, it was God, and that it was the hope that I wouldn't let go, and you're just proof of that miracle and that the power of God. So, God, I'm so embarrassed. But I think all of you are very special, and your family is just so special, and there's so much beauty in all of you, and it's just, I can't believe that I just have this amazing role that you pick me, that you entrust me with the lives of your children.
You're going to be part of our life still. I told you. Even though you're not going to be here practicing no more, we'll see you still. Make sure we see each other. Okay?
And I'll never forget you. You're my miracle. Not only just showing that the miracle that hope and faith, what it can do in the lives of my patients, but also what hope and faith in myself as a doctor, what that means. And that when anybody else is against me, against all odds, that God, if I have God on my side and I'm doing His work, then no matter what, you know, everything will be okay, just like you survived. So, thank you for that. And I always remember you. I think about, you're in my heart, and your family's in my heart. And I'm just so blessed.
You're my hero, I'll tell you that. You said my son. Okay.
It's just, I don't know, it's just so humbling to hear that. Mm-hmm. And I thank God, because I feel like it was God's guidance.
It brought us all together. We never, you know, like you said, it helped you, it helped him, it helped me and my wife out and my kids. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have him. And you did a lot for him.
And I think, I mean, I think part of my soul would have died with you. And I wouldn't have let it. That's why I wouldn't let you go. But I thank God. It was God. God knew. And God saved you.
After the surgery, he had seen the Virgin Mary. He seen angels. I wanted to tell you about that. He seen the angels. So they were there with you. He was there with you, and God was there with you. Because there was an incident at one time, me and her were in the room, and he was like, "There are angels around me right now." And there's no movement in there of air. You know that. And all the cards in the room, everything just started shuffling. And I don't know anyone what to say about that. And we felt a chill over us that we never felt. I never felt. And that's when I knew something was there with him. But you're the one that like I said, if it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be here. Now, what's your name? Your real name, Dr. Hanoni? I want to know your
Mona.
Mona. Okay, Mona. See?
Yeah.
I always tell you about the Mona.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you knew my name.
I know your name,
no,
but now just.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
But you've done a lot for our family. Thank you, and I do want you to be a part of our family.
I'm just one person, but.
That one person that made a big dent in our family. You just don't consider yourself one person. You're one person that takes care of people. You know, that's what you went to school for. And that's good. You never went to school. You've never been here.
And I think God for guiding me, and God putting in my mind not to let go. Because I think some people, I don't know, other people. Some people react in different ways, but I that was not possible for me. That was not a possibility. Like, I wasn't going to give up. So, I don't know what it was, but God knew how special you were, and what it would mean, and so you're my